Hey gardeners, Amy here with Garden Up. Today I want to talk about how I recently pruned a tree peony. So a lot of plants suffered from our weird weather last winter where we had late warm followed by sudden switch to just frigid cold temperatures. A lot of plants hadn't finished acclimating to winter. They hadn't fully hibernated, like gone into hibernation yet. And some of them were still actively growing when that cold snap hit, and so that hurt a lot of plants. I recently did a video explaining my thoughts on all of this, and in that video, while I was editing it, I came across a tree peony that was exhibiting the symptoms I was talking about, but didn't want that video to get too long, so I made a separate one. So this video is all about how I took care of that tree peony. So I was working at a fairly new client's and I came across this tree peony that obviously had damage from the previous winter. I could see the stems and the blooms, the flower buds that hadn't been deadheaded because this was before we had ever worked there. They were all spent and dead. But the tree peony did have a lot of growth, but it was coming up from the base. So what I did was simply prune out all the dead branches. The first thing you do when you come across a plant that may or may not be completely dead is you might want to check for wick, okay? Check to make sure it's actually dead or that branch is dead. And you do that by scratching off a piece of the bark to look underneath at the cambium layer, that's also called the wick, and look for either green or sometimes yellow, depending on the species. If it's brown, probably it's not alive anymore, and if it's black, definitely dead. I can cut it and I can confirm again. That's very dead. That is a dead stick. In that case, you can cut that branch all the way back to the next joint, check again. If that's dead, cut it back all the way to the next joint, and you can go all the way back to the base of a plant. And in this case, with the tree peony, I went almost to the base because most of the old woody growth was in fact dead. And I like to cut back to a node each time so each cut is correct, but I'm looking for life. I'm looking for something that is alive and will grow again. I'm pretty sure this whole branch is dead all the way down. Yep, that's very dead. So this branch is dead, but only down to this point. You see where that's coming out? Cutting blade back at an angle away from the bud. There's a bud back here, and there's also this one that's actively growing. This might grow too. Let's check for life. Probably not. I'm gonna take off that much. Yeah, that's very dead. Whereas, let me see what happens if I make a nick. This isn't gonna hurt the tree, but see, in there it's green. So that's very much alive, obviously, as there's growth past it. But that's what you're looking for. So I finished pruning that plant, and I thought that was the end, that was it. No problem, turned off the camera, and then I found another tree peony that was blooming. So that particular branch of that peony had not died, and it was able to put on one blossom this year. And this all happened at the end of May. It was filmed on May 31st. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you liked it, make sure to tell me by hitting the like button. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It'll help me grow my channel, and it'll bring new gardening content to your sub box almost every week. I do try to post every week. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the garden.